So this is how I made my fondant icing. Marshmallows into the bowl, added 3 tablespoons of water. The water, it all depends on how much a marshmallow you're going to use. And also I used a liquid food coloring. I added the liquid food coloring while the marshmallow is melting to make sure that the liquid food color incorporates really well into the marshmallow. If you're using gel, add it when the marshmallow is melted and cool down. You can use any marshmallow, the smaller one the better. It melts quickly. Melt in a double boiler or in the microwave. I should have used a smaller pot so that the bottom half of my bowl would sit or would fit on the pot. Unfortunately, my smaller pot is in the fridge, so I'm using this big pot, but it is very dangerous, so I have to be very careful because the steam coming right from the side can scald my skin really bad. So the marshmallow we melted shouldn't be too runny. It should be the consistency of how do you call that? You know, when you pull it and you can make a ribbon out of it. See, it's like that. So that one is just the right consistency. A little bit too runny, you would end up adding too much powdered sugar. So I didn't measure my powdered sugar, I just go with my feel. It's all depend on how soft or hard you want your fondant icing to be. And it's always good to sift the powdered sugar because as you can see, it became packed on the packaging. So you want it to loosen so that it would be easy to mix into the melted marshmallow. If not, then your fondant icing would be lumpy. Yeah, so you don't want that. You want a smooth fondant icing. So we add the powdered sugar gradually as we continue to stir it. So add as much as you want or until you reach the desired consistency of the fondant icing. If you want it softer or harder, then add a little bit more of powdered sugar. Yeah. So when you think that the consistency is enough, then we are going to knead the fondant icing. We have to oil our hands so that the marshmallow is not gonna stick into our fingers that much. It would stick at first, but as we go on kneading, it would come off easily. So I'm just gonna transfer it into my work surface and I'm going to knead it. If you're going to add more powdered sugar, you have to make sure that the first batch have to be fully incorporated first before adding more. So just keep pressing and kneading it so that all the powdered sugar will be fully incorporated into the marshmallow. So when you think you need to add more, you need to add it gradually. Don't add a lot. It might make your icing or your fondant icing way too hard to knead. If that happens, it will be very difficult to fix it. As the saying goes, it's better to add than to take out some, right? I'm not sure if that's the right saying. I'm adding few drops of lemon juice so that the sweetness will not be too sharp, like too tingly sharp sweetness. I don't like it. I just want it to be like mellow, 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 mellow. Yeah. So this is not too hard and also not too soft. If it's too hard, it would be very difficult to roll, and also if it's too soft, it would break easily. So you just have to be in the middle, and you know it by feel. As I've said earlier, it was a bit sticky, but now it's no longer sticky. So don't be afraid of sticky stuffs, okay? Especially in baking. So how to know if the consistency is okay? So basically is it's all up to you. It's because it's up to you on how you want your fondant icing. If you want it hard, then add a little bit more powdered sugar. If you want it a little bit softer, then know by feel. Tantiameter. There are a lot of recipe for fondant icing out there on YouTube, but they normally sometimes, not all, but sometimes they are a bit harder, and sometimes too they're a bit softer, and none of those that I really like. So that's why I don't really measure my ingredients now when it comes to fondant icing. I want a fondant icing that when you bite it, it would still like melt in your mouth feel to it, not like especially the store-bought fondant icing cake is that when you bite it, it's like cardboardy consistency or feel to the fondant icing. That's what I do not like. That's why I've adjusted this recipe, but unfortunately I didn't measure it. So yeah, if you want to do it yourself, you probably would have to go with the basic the recipe that's on YouTube, and then adjust it accordingly according to how you want your fondant icing be. Now that I got the desired consistency of my fondant icing, I am going to roll this into my desired thickness of the fondant icing. Yeah, I want this very thin, but not super thin fondant icing that would break when you put it on a cake. I just want it thin enough. Unlike the store-bought, I really hate the store-bought fondant icing cake. Eh? Yeah, so unlike the store-bought fondant icing that is thick and it feels like cardboardy, as I said, cardboardy feels when you eat it, when you bite it. So no, so I'm aiming a very thin fondant icing, but not super thin also. I don't know if that makes sense. Kayo na bahala dyan. check out my simplest dinosaur cake design video. I will put the link at the end of this screen. And if you're not my subscriber yet, please hit on the subscribe button and hit the notification bell so that you'll not miss any of my upload. That is it for today, my friends, and please give me some thumbs up. I'll see you next time on my next video. Bye bye.